Welcome back everyone to Magius Plays Rayman Legends. Last time, we wrapped up all of the main gameplay for Back to Origins. This time, we're going to take a look at all of the other stuff you can do. Now, one of the reasons that I am doing this one is I am very close to unlocking the last of the heroes that you can unlock in this game. I have just enough from the creatures to do that. As you go through the game and scratch off the tickets, you unlock all sorts of creatures that show up in this room. Pretty much what they do is every day, they give you a bunch of looms and coins that you can collect. And they sit there and let you beat them up a bit. Kind of fun, kind of silly. Every day gives you about 1,000 looms. It makes grinding up the looms for the last of the guys a lot easier. They didn't quite give me enough to get the last guy. So let's jump into the challenges next. Challenges are split into weekly and daily challenges. And each of them has a few different categories that they can fall into. There's some that are go X distance in X amount of time, or go X distance, collect X number of looms, see how far you can get, see how many looms you can collect in one go, etc., etc. It definitely helps vary up the gameplay a little bit, but when you're trying to collect everything, even this can be a bit tedious. This one is collect X number of looms in, or as fast as you can. And this is basically the Netherworld level, which, while not one of my favorites, is not my least favorite. And that gets me enough to... Whoops. That gets me enough to unlock all the characters. We'll take a look at some of the other ones in here. Now this is my least favorite level of the set. Basically, it's a big vertical shaft that you either need to go as far down as you can, or collect looms as fast as you can. And that was a pathetic run. This one, just get as far as you can. The biggest problem with this one is that it goes very quickly, and if you miss the looms, it's not easy to get back to them. And because of how fast you drop, it's really easy to just run into something that you weren't expecting and just couldn't see coming. These generally take me several tries to get right. But with a bit of practice, it's not... At least this one's not too bad. However, trying to collect the X number of looms in one go, still a pain. Already saw that one. So, this next one is the dojo set of levels, which are generally collect Looms within this time frame, or as quickly as you can. Collect as many Looms as you can. Collect as many Looms as you can within 60 seconds. Not a whole lot of variety on this one. And the one level we're not seeing today is Murphy's Dungeon. Just like the Land of the Living Dead, it's split into get X distance within, or as fast as you can, collect X number of Looms as quick as you can, or reach a certain distance as fast as you can. And it's all about the Murphy mechanic, which makes getting through some of them pretty tricky. Now each of these sets of levels has a standard and extreme version that you go through. The extreme version, of course, being more challenging than the standard version. But overall, they're not that wildly different from each other. And as you complete each one, you are ranked based on how other players have done on those levels. You have a certain minimum that you need to hit, and if you hit that, it's based on the number of other players that have completed it and the scores they got. Silver's generally not that hard to get, although some days it's pretty ridiculous. Gold is really tough to get, and I have no idea how anyone gets those absolutely ridiculous scores that you see on the Platinums. With the dojo, obviously, the longer you go on the level, the harder it tends to get. So in the next few ones, this should be getting really challenging. There we go. Here we go. Now I have all sorts of projectiles that I need to avoid, as well as just getting the stuff. And these definitely get challenging. Well, that's that for that one. And that got me gold. Very nice. You saw how long that took. And getting gold is more than 10 times that many looms. It's ridiculous. Anyways, that's pretty much everything about the challenges. Let's go ahead and take a look at the heroes. This way we have all of the heroes that we unlocked over the course of the game, including the golden teensy that we got for getting the 700, well, getting all 700 teensies. And you have a couple of the exclusives depending on the version of the game you got. PC gets you the night characters. Nintendo versions get you Mario and Luigi costumes, etc., etc. Each of these takes a certain number of looms to unlock, culminating all the way up here with Raymans. Not exactly the greatest of characters. I'll jump over to this guy to wrap things up. Now, the last thing we have to look at is Kung Foot. A nice little multiplayer mode that you can play in, where it's essentially you have two teams, and you're trying to knock the soccer ball into the goal. It's fun, it's silly, not really at all useful for single player. And just like the soccer level puzzles in the game itself, just a matter of figuring out when to hit it and how. But that'll wrap things up for Rayman Legends. And tune in next time for my thoughts on the Back to Origins levels and the game as a whole. And until then, Magius out.